He's gone.
Lights out usually means he's heading home. We should be good. Want it? I'm bored.
Can you really not see anything?
That's what I told him.
I want to try.
Come on, bro. I'm tired.
Brother,
Okay.
take my hat.
Why?
I think it'll help.
Alright, if you say so.
What do you see?
Red. Gold. What about you?
I see white and pink and blue.
They're seeing really far ahead.
Brother, do you know what this means? Brother, we're not here. Someday we're going to get out of here. Someday we're going to be free.
Oh,
I hope so.
oh, sweet baby.
Oops.
I love that they're each other's safe place.
I'm dying.
You're not dying. You're going to be okay. This happens every time he does one of these, remember? And you got through all of those, okay? Don't worry.
It's not the same.
Poor boy.
I saw red and gold again. Red and gold. Red and gold. Oh,
You know what that means.
yeah. And then I was just stuck. There was nothing anymore. There was just nothing anymore. It won't go away.
What do you mean?
It won't go away. I can't see. I can't see.
Poor boy.
I'm blind. I'm finally blind. You finally did.
Listen, we're going to be okay. Your visions always come back before. You just need to calm down. I know. I'll tell you what I see,
I know.
okay?
Oh my goodness.
You trust me, don't you?
Yeah. I trust you.
Do you know what I see?
Hope.
I see
Hope for the future.
a lot of white. There's a lot of white everywhere. And that must be what the floor looks like outside. There's a big house. I can see it. It's all sorts of colors, just like our eyes. And there are people. Lots of nice people who want to be friends. But the most important thing I see is you, brother. You are with me. We are together and we are safe.
Oh,
And you look happy.
my feelings.
My heart. My heart. Oh my goodness.
That's what I see. You're going to be okay. I've got you. As long as we're together, we'll be okay.
Except all Sans can see is the future where they're not together.
I think I've done.
What makes you say that?
When he took me in today, I asked him why he was doing this. And he said you were the smart one. And I wouldn't understand even if he told me. So I asked him why he kept hurting us, since I don't remember doing anything wrong. And he said something like, he could do all these things because he was strong, like people needed him to be. He committed a level of violence that made him like this. Something like that, and he said, you can't go back. But I don't think that's true.
Unfortunately, it is.
There has to be a way to go back. There just has to be. There has to be a way to make him stop. I thought if he was like this because of violence, then maybe the way to fix it was not that. So I told him, even if he'd done a lot of bad things, it wasn't too late and he could still change and be good instead. Everyone can be good. I could even help him be good if he wanted me to.
You say to the guy holding a surgical saw.
serious things out here.
What's a level of violence? You said you'd committed a level of violence. What does that mean?
It means that once you commit an act of violence, it becomes easier to do so again.
So, if you hurt someone,
Well, let's not be coy. If you kill someone, it makes it easier to kill again.
you've killed someone?
Yes.
Why? Why would you do something like that?
Does it really matter why? They are still dead because of me, and I am still alive. Any reasons or justifications for doing so would only be for my emotional benefit. They are still dead. The damage done by the act will not change.
Damage?
To kill leaves an indelible mark on the soul. Nothing you can do can take it away. It is a permanent change in perspective.
That's awful.
There are benefits.
What? How could there be?
I've been studying the effects of murder on the soul for some time. I know it must sound impossible to you, but to kill inspires strength and a greater resolve to survive. It becomes harder for others to hurt
To
you.
kill, in his mind,
Easier
inspires
to hurt
self-preservation.
others. That can save you when nothing else will.
Well, I'm never going to kill anyone. I don't care what happens. I'm never going to kill anyone.
It's easy for you to say that down here with only me and your brother. You may find someday that that's a much harder thing to do than you think.
I'm never going to kill anyone.
That foreshadowing, I don't like it.
We'll see.
I don't like it.
He's sleeping. Come back later.
And what will you do?
Why
if
is
I
the
don't?
sound coming?
Don't come any closer. Don't.
I don't know what's happening, but I guess I'll add the sound in later.
Leave us alone.
And I didn't think you were capable of it. Much less a defensive structure this complicated. Impressive.
Wow.
Why haven't you done this before? It's not
Trying
like I
to
haven't
protect
given you
him.
adequate cause.
It's not like a.
Of course. You do more damage.
He did
than
4
one
damage.
without training or practice.
His first defensive
That's
attack.
Very intriguing.
Yeah. You stay away from us.
You stay away from us.
Or I'll make you. Stay away.
He's trying. He's really trying so hard.
No. No, don't.
Now, how long has he been unconscious?
He wouldn't wake up when the lights came on.
Why didn't you tell me?
I was scared you'd get mad or you hurt him. I thought I could fix it, but
No apparent sign of injury.
what's wrong with him? Are you going to fix it? Can I come with you? Please, let me come with you. He'll be scared.
Poor boy, he's worried sick.
Help you.
Sure, it could be a side effect. I'll have to run some tests.
Please, I can help. Don't go. Don't.
Man, don't take him.
Ow.
Are you awake?
I guess. My head hurts. What happened?
You were unconscious for an unclear period of time. You appear to be uninjured, so I believe it was stress-related.
Stress related.
Stress, huh?
You think?
Wonder how that happened. The laser's getting shot in my eyes all the time.
That could be it.
Well, I see it's had no effect on your attitude. What's the pity?
Hey, maybe less stress would fix that too, huh? Maybe cut back on all the torturing and stuff? Could be worth a try, you know?
Enough.
Get some
You're
counseling.
awake, you can
maybe.
go back to your cell.
Maybe
I'm sure
some
subject to is
antidepressants.
very anxious for your return.
My brother, is he okay?
No.
Jeez, I must have scared him half to death.
He's very invested in your well-being, you know. I wonder how far he'd be willing to go for you.
What's that supposed to mean?
You suck. Those
No more
narrowed
talk.
eyes.
Come on.
Oh, brother, I'm sorry. I tried to protect you. I really did.
He
Bro,
really
it's
tried.
okay. I'm fine. Just calm down. I bet you did a great job, whatever you did.
You have to warn me before you do things like that. You scared me to death.
Yeah, Yeah, I'll make sure to tell you the next time I pass out for no reason. All right?
Better.
Give advance notice. Put a note on the door or something. Well, no, they don't have doors.
Oh man, he's got a sinister
Yeah.
test planned now for his lab rats.
There needs to be a little more of Sans plotting and a little less of Gaster plotting. Well, actually, no, a lot less of Gaster plotting.
Yeah. No.
What a surprise seeing you in here again.
Ah, yes, well, I'm in need of something a little specific.
Oh, such as?
Do you have... this one.
Nasty little guy, ain't he?
Well, he's certainly what I was looking for.
In that case, that'll be, 50 gold.
50 it is.
Have a good day, sir.
Thank you.
And wish the boys well for me.
You spent 50 gold just to, like, you spend 50 gold on the chance to make the boys suffer?
The lengths he'll go to scare the crap out of them and see what happens.
Yeah. Don't like that.
Is that Sam's one good eye right there?
No.
Okay. It's just
No,
Alright.
it's just a blue filter.
Initial testing is complete.
It's just a
All
blue
magic readings
filter.
are consistent with established baseline. High-intensity magic emitters have been successfully tethered to the subject.
Does that mean I did a good job?
Now to determine the level of control and effectiveness. of
Praise
the
him,
device.
dang it!
Once the specimen is deceased, the capsule prototype will be used to store the soul.
What's that mean?
You will follow directions.
That sounds like I'm supposed to hurt something.
The specimen will die, yes.
I don't want to do that.
Noted. Stand
Noted.
by. Carrier is in place. Vital signs are normal. Subject 2, destroy the carrier and its contents.
Is there something alive in there?
Yes.
I'm not going to attack that. It might get hurt.
so he'll do it for self-preservation.
That's awful.
It's what
I'm
he's
not
putting
going
him
to
in
do
that position.
Subject 2, you will follow directions.
No, I'm not going to kill anything.
But he made an oath.
Repeat myself.
No, I refuse.
If you will not follow directions, subject 2, there will be consequences.
No, leave him alone.
All it will take is one touch.
1 HP.
Will follow
Boop.
directions.
Gone.
It won't. I won't. I'm not going to do it. You can't make me. I'm not going to kill anything. I'm not. I won't. I won't. I want to kill anyone. Never.
I know.
And we don't know.
Why are you trying to get my
What
brother
happened?
to kill things?
Because it serves my purposes.
Are you trying to make him like you?
Interesting theory, but he's too...
Because he's too brave to ever be like you.
That's an interesting choice of words. What do you know of bravery?
I know that no matter how many awful things you do to us, or all the awful things you put us through, he refuses to give in. He looks at all your darkness and he only sees light. And you try and drag him down into it and he always says no. And that's braver than anything you've ever done or anything you'll ever do.
So tell me, what would you do?
What?
What would you do if someone tried to kill your brother? Would you fight to save someone you love? Or would you let him die to stay true to some imaginary ideal? What would bravery be then?
Sans doesn't have the same
Pessimism is
ideals as
nice in
Papyrus.
theory, but not so easy when it gets others killed. Others you could have saved, had you acted.
You're worthless in battle, but if you had the ability, if killing gave you the ability, would you kill to protect him?
Yeah, Sans has never
What
claimed to be a
matters more to you?
pacifist.
That's
His
true.
life or his ideals?
But
What would you do?
he did let Papyrus die
How
for his
far would
ideals.
you go?
Technically.
And more importantly, if you killed someone to protect him, do you think he would forgive you?
On the bright side, Papyrus was never there to see
What
that.
would bravery be then?
He's a better person than you. He always has been.
You're not telling me anything I don't already know. What you don't understand is that it doesn't matter. Good, bad, it always comes down to the same principle. You kill, or you are killed.
That can't be all there is.
That's all that matters. You call it bravery, I call it stupidity. But either way, one day he will end up dead because of it. And whether or not you could have done something about it, that question will haunt you for however long you live afterwards. You need to make sure that you can live with your choices.
Gaster does make good points there because that's exactly how it plays out in the game.
He makes good points, but like, even when he speaks the truth, he's speaking it through his values and his priorities and his experiences and choices. And so it's like he takes the truth and makes it ugly. Whereas, you know, those same truths viewed out of bravery, not stupidity, and out of justice, mercy, protection for family, all those things. I mean, yeah, the truth can be ugly.
Yeah.
But if you're ugly about the truth and your reality, that is what affects it all.
And maybe you miss some other choice that you might have had. But that right there is instilled in Sans too. And so maybe there was a choice that he didn't see that would have spared Papyrus's life, but I don't think so, because the way it played out is Papyrus died for his ideals and Sans did nothing. And it haunted him for however long he lived afterwards.
But he would have wanted to have died for his ideals.
Yeah.
For someone else to take that away from him, even someone who loved him, wouldn't have been what he wanted. And yes, it did haunt him, but sometimes that's just life.
But it would have been interesting to see, like, it would have been interesting for Papyrus to see Sans kill for his ideals instead of letting Papyrus die for his. That would have been interesting to see. But
How do you think he would have reacted?
I don't know. That's the question.
That's kind
Gaster
of like
poses.
what
He's
he
like,
was saying.
do you think he would forgive you?
Right.
We'll never know.
Yeah, I mean, there are always going to be consequences when you impose your will on someone else. So if Sans had imposed his will into Papyrus's choice and situations so that he couldn't die for his ideals, yeah, there's consequences to that. When you impose your will on someone else,
Gaster.
yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, we all have choices that we make that we regret or that haunt us or whatever, but it doesn't necessarily mean the choice was wrong. It means you always have choices, but you might not like any of them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you and I both, we don't like it when people are like, I had no choice. Guess what? You probably did. And you probably had more than 2 choices you could make. But...
And not all of them are pleasant.
Right, but it doesn't mean you're gonna like all of them. You do have a choice.
Maybe just the lesser of 2 evils.
Right. And so it's kind of like, that's what... Yeah.
Well, as the series goes on, we're going to see Gaster start facing the consequences of his choices, which are not the lesser of 2 evils. They're the worst of 2 evils. But
Well, that's the whole thing about free will, too, is, as he sees the consequences of his choices. I haven't seen this, but I imagine the consequences from his choices, of course, will have consequences for Sans and Papyrus, so...
yeah, because his will is imposed on them, which means his consequences are also imposed on them. And the choices that they make may be the consequences.
Season 1.
Season 1,
In the books.
complete. On to Season 2.